Mr. Chairman, you do this all the time. When a question is going badly for a Democrat witness, you jump in and try to save the witness. He knows how to answer a question. When I ask a question, he gives a speech on a different topic because he doesn't want to answer it. My question is simple. Do you condemn this event that was celebrating Palestinian Islamic Jihad? Yes or no?
In a critical Senate hearing, Senator Ted Cruz interrogates Mr. Mangi about his involvement with the Center for Security, Race and Rights. Cruz raises significant concerns about the center's perspectives, particularly on Israel and Palestine, and probes Mangi for his personal views. The discussion swiftly escalates into a fervent debate over complex geopolitical issues, including the portrayal of Israel as an occupying force and the legitimacy of certain political assertions. This encounter spotlights the intricate balance between academic independence, advisory responsibilities, and individual convictions in politically charged situations.
The American people were horrified to watch the testimony of the presidents of Harvard, MIT, and Penn, where all three of them failed to speak clearly denouncing anti-Semitism. All three of them had difficulty, in fact, refused to say that calls for genocide of the Jewish people constitute harassment at their policies. One of those three presidents has since resigned. I think the other two are likely to resign and should resign. I will say, when I look at your record, I am troubled by a number of things, but I am perhaps most troubled by the fact that you served as an advisory board member for the Center for Security, Race and Rights at Rutgers Law School from 2019 to 2023. And sadly, I think that center embraces the same extremism and myopia that we saw on display from the presidents of Harvard, MIT, and Penn. While you were a board member, on May 29, 2021, Professor Sahar Aziz, who's the director of the center on which you served as an advisory board member, signed a letter which was posted on the center's website, which read, quote, "A ceasefire does not end the colonial conditions of the structural violence and inequality that Palestinians live under." It goes on to say, quote, "The Palestinian rights to freedom, security in their homes, to return, self-determination, and to be free of violent occupation are well established under international law. The language of both-sidedness, of timeliness, or religious conflict, with moments of escalation, erases the military, economic, media, and diplomatic power that Israel, as an occupying force, has over Palestine." Do you agree with those sentiments?
Senator Cruz, let me say first, with regard to the genocide issue that you raised, any calls for genocide of any people are absolutely horrific. Horrific. And there could be nothing that is more contrary and antithetical to everything that I stand for. Now, with regard to the center, as I mentioned earlier, I served on an advisory board. Its function was to meet approximately once a year and to focus on what areas of academic research at Rutgers Law School might be productive to engage in. For example...
So you signed up to be on an advisory board and you just didn't know what they were doing? You just didn't treat the responsibility very seriously?
The responsibility, Senator, was to advise on areas of academic research, not on the day-to-day. So I want to return, you're a practicing lawyer, I want to return to the question I asked. Yes.
Which is, do you agree with the sentiments that I just read you from the director of the center on whose advisory board you served?
The debate intensifies as Senator Cruz confronts Mangi with explicit statements from the center's director, questioning the center's position on Israeli actions in Palestine and demanding Mangi's explicit stance. This crucial moment underlines the broader controversy surrounding political biases in academic institutions.
So no, it is not. Israel is not a violent occupier engaged in settler colonialism. That is a political statement, and you are unwilling to disagree with it, which suggests there's a reason you were on that board. There was a reason It's actually quite remarkable that you're not even willing to disclaim the statement, "We're in awe of the Palestinian struggle to resist," in light of October 7th.
Senator, I stated this earlier, but let me repeat it because I think it's critically important.
Do you condemn the atrocities of the Hamas terrorists?
Yes, that's what I was about to address, Senator.
And is there any justification? Is there any justification for those atrocities? Question again, is there any justification for those atrocities?
That was going to be my next sentence, Senator, which is, I have no patience, none, for any attempts to justify or defend those events.
Well, let me ask you this. What do you think about the fact that the center on whose board you served hosted, on the 20th anniversary of September 11th, an event with a convicted terrorist who pleaded guilty? Dr. Sami al-Iranian was convicted of conspiracy to contribute services or benefits to a terrorist organization, and Dr. Hatem Bazian explicitly called for intifada against the United States. Do you agree with those sentiments?
Senator, I'd like to say two things on that point. Number one, on 9/11, I was in New York. I saw what happened. It was my city that was attacked. Number two, I've never heard of this event prior to today. It was never brought to the advisory board, which meant once a year to talk about academic issues.
Are you willing to denounce the center on whose board you served inviting a convicted terrorist, a supporter of Palestinian Islamic Jihad? By the way, Palestinian Islamic Jihad participated in the October 7th atrocities. Are you willing to condemn their inviting a supporter of their to attack America and to support the reasons for the September 11th attacks?
Senator, I don't think anyone can feel more strongly about what happened on 9/11 than someone who was there, who saw with their own eyes smoke billowing from their towers.
But you won't condemn this.
Senator, let him complete his answer, would you? Your time
He's
is
filibustering and not answering
He's
questions.
not
And so I'm going to ask him to
Do it.
answer the question I ask instead of giving a speech on a different topic. And Mr.
cannot-
Chairman, you do this all the time.
I do.
When a question is going badly for a Democrat witness, you jump in and try to save the witness. He knows how to answer a question. When I ask a question, he gives a speech on a different topic because he doesn't want to answer it. My question is simple. Do you condemn this event that was celebrating Palestinian Islamic Jihad? Yes or no?
You should not bully the witnesses nor try to bully members of the committee.
Asking a question is not bullying.
As the hearing approaches its peak, Senator Cruz's persistent questioning leads to a sharp altercation with Senator Dick Durbin, who steps in, heightening the tension. This clash reflects larger themes of political dialogue, scrutiny of academic entities, and challenges in aligning personal beliefs with professional roles. The session calls for a more profound exploration of advisory board roles and the accountability of members in politically sensitive environments. In a politically charged atmosphere with polarized views, this intense dispute underscores the complexity of managing such discussions in public settings.